went to a leadership conference where this guy by the name of Dr. Henry Cloud went to speak, and he spoke about the wise, the foolish, and evil. And I'm gonna repeat what he said. He did it better than me, but I added an extra little bit of drawings to it. So I'll basically summarize what he says. We all make wise decisions in life. We all make foolish decisions, and we also make evil decisions. An example of a wise decision is someone points out something you screwed up on, and you thank them for it and turn around and go the right direction. That's an example of a wise decision. Example of a foolish decision is someone points out something you did wrong, you question them, you attack the messenger, and you choose to go your own direction. Evil people, people that make evil decisions, we don't care what's right or wrong, we just do what we want, and people suffer as a consequence. We have a blast area, or as some pastors would say that there's a splatter effect to what we do. Whenever we do something right or wrong, there's a splatter effect, a good one, a good effect, and it ripples out towards the people around us. So wise people improve your time, energy, and money. Foolish people waste your time, energy, and money. Evil people destroy your time, energy, and money. Henry Cloud recommends that if you have wise people in your life, you pour all your time, energy, and money into them because you have more time, energy, and money. If you have foolish people in your life, you have to limit your time with them by creating some boundaries for them. And he has a great book on it called Boundaries. And he talks about in that book, it's like a workbook that helps you to deal with the people that are energy vampires, or that you just feel dumber just because you hang out with them. Because it just is an effect that totally messes things up. And necessary endings is you might need to make a necessary ending. If they don't respect your boundaries on the foolish choice that you make, you might have to make some necessary endings on your life when it comes to it. And he recommended his example was a country song that deals with guns, lawyers, and money. Pay them off, get them out of your workplace, use the law to get restraining orders, and also protect yourself with your Second Amendment rights. Protect yourself as much as possible, because we're all built for this basic needs according to Abraham Maslow. We have these basic needs. The physiological is like food, air, water, and shelter. We need food to drink, air to breathe, food to eat. Sorry, food to eat, water to drink, or liquid to drink, and air to breathe, and shelter to protect ourselves. When there's a hurricane or a major storm coming up, people are protecting themselves with the basics. And one of the best pieces of advice, a professor of mine, Dr. Phil Henry, he said, just breathe. And that was the best advice I ever got when I went through a nasty divorce that happened 10 years ago. And 12 years ago now. And that was the best advice I ever got, because he got me back to my basics of just breathing. Take care of my rent, take care of my food, take care of my water, take care of the basic needs before you work on the relationship and stuff like that. Make sure you have your basic needs met, and then work on the next ones. Make sure everything you have is safe and secure. Make sure the house is secure. Make sure the food is secure. The water, air, and shelter is safe and secure. And after that, then you are working on your connection needs, your belonging needs, and we need to have our connections. And a guy by the name of Johan Hari, he has an awesome TED Talk that talks about the opposite of addiction is connection. He has a couple books out that I have as well. It's called Lost Connections, Dealing with Depression, and also Chasing the Scream, which is a fantastic book about the first and last days in the war on drugs. It's a very good book. I recommend checking it out, because he talks about how if we don't have the drive of connection in life, we have more of an addictive nature in us, and I'll explain that later when it comes to our neurochemicals. After that, we get self-esteem needs are met, and after our self-esteem needs are met, we get to the highest level of being a human, is having love or self-actualization, a love actualization or self-actualization in our life. And that's where we can even sacrifice our own comforts for those who we care about the most. Like Mother Teresa, she looked at every person as she saw every child, every person that she saw was Jesus, and how she loved God so much and loved Jesus so much, and her relationship with him was so strong that everyone that she saw was a sign of her love towards him. So she would love others as she would love him. And it's a beautiful way to deal with things. You see a actualization happen when it comes to parenting, when we sacrifice our basic needs or our basic wants so our child could get their food and shelter and other things. So that's a good sign that we have that kind of connection. And we're all vacillating the different levels of security and different levels of connection, and we all need to work on improving all of that. The four chemicals that drive our decisions and our emotions and our feelings and our perceptions on the world have a lot to do with neurochemicals, and we'll talk about them later in another talk. But basic chemical of oxytocin is our love bonding connection chemical that improves our immune system and also reduces our need for dopamine. And dopamine is a chemical that we get when we do stuff that we like for example, getting that like on Facebook or liking and subscribing to this post. I would get a hit of dopamine off of it. Also get a hit of oxytocin if you connect with me in some way, as far as saying that this video helped you. Cortisol levels is what we get when we get stressed out. It triggers the stress response in our body. Adrenaline hits. We lose half our IQ when we talk about anger management later on. We'll talk about what cortisol does to us. We have some stress issues. And when we have high levels of cortisol, we have a dopamine need, and we need more dopamine, which could cause us to be craving snacks and stuff like that, which could cause us to have some weight issues and causes some other internal issues as well. So it turns our gut and all that stuff. And serotonin is where we rank socially with each other in hierarchy. And Jordan Peterson has some amazing things when it comes to his 12 Rules of Life. Great book about hierarchy and dealing with how we have similar neuro wiring as lobsters, even as how even animals that in his perspective has millions of years worth of development than we do. I'm more of a creational background, but I do agree with a lot of what things he says about, we all are connected in some way. And we have these things that rhyme. Like Mark Twain said, history may not repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. And we have things that rhyme with each other. So if you have any issues or anything that you want to talk about, please add it in the comments below. And thank you for your time with me, and hope you have a great day.